Hello everybody, hope that you are good. Today's video is going to be about Bitcoin, day trading. You know how this goes. The usual thing. Yesterday's video was a bit different because we talked about altcoins, more specifically artificial intelligence altcoins, and from a swing trading or investing point of view. Okay? Because we were talking about Nvidia, how Nvidia has outperformed even Bitcoin so far this year, pushed the S&P to new highs. Last week was the Nvidia conference and they talked a lot about artificial intelligence again. So there was an opportunity to really invest into artificial intelligence tokens in crypto, okay? Because they were gonna follow that trend, the narrative of artificial intelligence. So we're gonna talk about Bitcoin in a minute, but let me introduce you because since that video of yesterday, a few things have happened. So we'll talk about Fetch, Ocean, Delysium. We'll talk about a few coins, but not too many. Maybe 4 or 5. If you go and check them out now, check Fetch, what it's doing. It's going up since yesterday, okay? Going up. Ocean. Well, Ocean is quite interesting because I said yesterday to do a buy, a market price, and then to leave a cheeky buy order at the 4 or 50 MA. So one buy order here, another one on market price. And today it went up 30% up. Check this out. So from this level, well, it's even gone more, 40% up. I already locked some profits in this week here. I think it was around 155, 156, but it went higher after. But I took some profits of that position because, of course, if it goes up 30%, I'm gonna take some profits. So that this went up is not because of me. It's not because of my mention in yesterday's video. It's impossible. Yesterday, I only talked about very big market cap coins. Ocean, Fetch, Delysium. I cannot move them, it's impossible, okay? But today they released some very good news. And it was that Fetch and Ocean and also Singularity token. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but it's also a good project. Although I prefer, to be honest, Fetch and Ocean. They are working, well, they are in talks about merging the 3 tokens into 1 token. That would be a huge token with a very high market cap. Imagine putting some of the top AI tokens into 1 single token. It would have a very high market cap. And this, in my opinion, is not only good for these projects, but also very good for the rest. For example, we're talking about Delysium, we're talking about PAL. There are some tokens that could do very well. Also, there is going to be new tokens that are gonna do well. Recently, I saw a pre-sale of AI Tech in CDFI, I think it was. They did well, but of course there are gonna be new tokens of artificial intelligence coming out. Now the problem is how to identify that they actually use artificial intelligence or not, because the hype of AI, some projects say that they use it, but they don't really use it that much. So that's a different topic. But that's going to be very big for artificial intelligence narrative if it gets confirmed, okay? And they're talking that maybe gets confirmed this week, this news. So I'm going to pay attention to that. Okay, now following again with that, go to the Delysium chart. This is so far what I'm paying attention to. I mentioned it yesterday, but basically following a bit of PAL price action. I said that Delysium tends to follow PAL, push above the 4 or 50 MA, retrace to test it as support. You can see that we've tested a support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's a very good support test. And the next thing I could do is continuation to the upside. Now, this chart, I think I'm using a different chart because I cannot see the week. But in this chart, this is it. In fact, we almost got there already, okay? But I was talking about 57 cents, and we already got to 55. But who knows? Maybe we come again to the 4 or 50 MA and we see that final push higher, okay? That's what I'm paying attention to. To be honest, I want to check what happened because I didn't see that we got actually that high. So I think that I didn't take any profits yet. I think my take profits was higher. So I think I'm still in the trade, to be honest. Now I want to talk about Bitcoin, because this is what this video is about. It's about Bitcoin, really, day trading. And to be honest, there is not much to update, okay? I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. So this was the first scenario that we were keeping an eye on. You could see here that we were doing lower highs and lower lows all the time. You see? So of course that was a downtrend. And then I was saying that my first scenario was to see a change of a trend here. after we tested the support again, and also we had a wick here, fill the wick and change the structure, okay? Instead there you can make a higher low and shift up, because there was a lot of liquidity to the upside, to be honest. And of course you had here the 4 hour 50 MA that you needed to really flip, okay? So far it's playing out. These three trades came a bit later, but you can see how I was, you know, also thinking about $2,000 retrace. We've just got it here, so hopefully you can forgive me for that difference there. I keep it the same though. But what I'm saying is that I'm expecting to see some continuation to the upside. Now, the thing that concerns me the most is that the retail trader is probably seeing the same, because they're gonna see here this bull flag, you call it? I think yes. And it's this thing here, okay? So what the average retail trader is going to do is probably going to measure this leg here and then say, okay, we're in a bull flag and the breakout is going to be the same, and it's going to take us to 77,000. I don't know if they do it like that. I think yes, if I'm not wrong, but that's the only thing that concerns me. How am I going to trade this? Well, I've checked the liquidity. We're going to go to high block capital in a moment, but you're going to see how the liquidity is still to the upside. So to me, the safest way to trade this is going to be to open a new small position here at market price, and then add another order at the 4 hour 50 MA with a bigger size. Just because I don't want to miss out in this move, because according to my projection, this is the retrace that I was looking for, alright? So of course I want to join here, and I want to see if this can have some continuation to the upside. Sorry. And in the worst case that we drop, I don't really see Bitcoin falling below the 4 hour 50 MA, okay? That's going to be my validation. My validation is going to be acceptance below the 4 hour 50 MA. So if we see something like that, I get out of the trade. But in the worst case, I think that we could find some support there, okay? At 67K. So that's what I'm thinking. DCA in here, I think is what I'm going to do. So one order here, one order here. Of course, it's not financial advice. I'm just only sharing with you what I'm doing, okay? What I'm planning to do. To support this theory, I want to take you to high block capital. I want to have a look at where the liquidity is, and we can learn something together. High block capital liquidation levels. You guys know the rule. First the liquidation levels, then the heat map. I can see in the delta $13 billion worth of long liquidations. It's quite a lot, but it might not be enough to see a reversal, okay? We could talk about reversals, about very likely reversal once this hits 25, 30, 35 billion dollars, okay? Of course, take this amount with a pinch of salt because it's not real. I'm using the max liquidity setting because that's what I'm used to. So it's of course a lot less, maybe, I don't know, $400,000 or something like that. But what I'm saying is that the delta is not telling me that there should be a reversal now to the downside, because the amount is not making that clear, okay? It's not that high. It's high, but it's not that high. So perhaps first they want to take this, all of this liquidity, absorb these liquidations here, and then yes, they can talk about reversal, okay? That's what I'm thinking, but nothing very clear about this chart today. So I'm not gonna take anything into account. Now the liquidation heat map is showing something a bit more interesting, and it's that in the 7 days time frame we can see a yellow bar of liquidations at 71,700, and that is telling us that in the low time frame, in the short term, the liquidity is to the upside. So it's very possible that we come to this area in the next, I don't know, 24 hours, okay? Either in this New York session or maximum tomorrow's New York session. That's what I'm thinking, okay? So keep an eye on this level, 71,700. Short-term target, possibly yes. Now in the 1 month time frame, now things get a bit more complex here, because you're gonna see that there is a lot more to talk about here, okay? I'm gonna take all of this area. You can see that there is really liquidity to both sides. So we have a lot of liquidity about 74,000, but also below 60,000 all the way to 54,000. There is quite a lot of liquidity. So how can we favor one side or the other? It's difficult, okay? The upside is playing with an advantage that it's simply that we are closer to it. It's a fact. We're at 70,000, so we are closer to 75,000 than to 60,000, half as close to this level. So that's gonna play an advantage into considering that 74,000 could come next instead of 60,000. Okay. Now, if you notice here, the liquidity is really above this highs, and that's quite normal. Okay, and that is telling me that that's not only going to be liquidations but also stop losses. Okay, so the liquidity in this area is really high up, the same as here. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's below 60,000, there is also some stop losses, but I guess less, because if we already moved up 70k, I'm sure that some traders have already trailed their stop losses higher, maybe to 65k, or yeah, probably below this pivot here at 67,000. So there is going to be more stop losses at the highs at 75k. So not sure what's going to happen, to be honest. We have to be careful, but I would risk to say that I'm going to favor the liquidity to the upside. I'm going to favor higher prices, and that's why I'm looking, as of today, for long positions in Bitcoin with low risk. Okay, that's what I was talking about, opening a small order here, a small size, I repeat, and then in case we see that drop to, I don't know if it goes to 67, 66, the 4 or 50 MA is there, you can see in the chart. Then a bigger order there if we can hold it as support. And if we lose the support, then of course, invalidate it, I make a small loss, and we'll try again tomorrow. So that's what I'm looking at for today, okay? That's a little update of Bitcoin. I still think that the original projection to 74,000, it could be still in play. And that's so far what I'm putting my money on, okay? So that's pretty much everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.